We finally have some rain. I'm making a coffee right now, and I'm gonna go sit in the greenhouse, do some potting on of some bits, and enjoy the weather. Finally rain. I'm hoping it lasts a little longer. It looks like it's kind of blowing over in little dribs and drabs, but let's see. This is the first bit of rain we have had since mid-February, and it is mid-April now. Well, 11th or 12th. I forgot how good rain smelled. And my water butt is actually filling up finally. I seem to have found a leak in the greenhouse, but it's just so nice to actually have some rain. As soon as it started raining, I just came out here to sit in the greenhouse just to listen to it. I was gonna get a coffee, but I forgot, so I'm gonna go back down and grab one. This water butt, my big one, I think it's 125 litres. I think. Literally just ran out today, like got to the last like 5-6 inches of water, and these carnivorous plants take a lot of rainwater, so I'm really happy that it started raining. I'm hoping we're gonna have a little bit more, because it's kind of comes in waves. It stops a little bit and then it starts a little bit, but I want like a proper downpour. Feels refreshing. I feel like the garden can breathe again. I can hear the water butt actually. It's raining, it's raining. And I bought a brush for the birds and some marigolds. So you may be wondering what on earth I mean, a brush for the birds, but I just set my camera up so wonky. I think it'll be fine. Obviously I've been filling up the like bird bath, the bin lid, and I've kind of been rinsing it out, but I want to give it a good scrub, so I just bought this like bristly brush so I can actually clean it properly, so they're not just bathing in their own dirt. And then I brought up my marigolds that have been growing indoors, and they're actually doing really well. Like a few of them have shot up so much more than the others, but I'm actually going to prick them out, put them into I'll put them actually into their own little pods. I was thinking of putting them into a bigger cell tray, but I think they're actually big enough to go into their own pots. So we'll do that, and then I got a coffee that I was looking for. And I'm just gonna relax. I had a nap on the sofa and now I feel like I've woke up on a different planet, so it's a very weird feeling, but let's get some stuff done. I think I'll go for this size. So I'm running kind of low on compost, so I'm going to mix in some perlite just to give myself a bit more to play with. And it'll be nice and aerated for the roots. Okay, here we go. This hopefully will be enough. Let me make myself some space. And I'm going to prick out the lettuces like I said I would. Got my crock stuck. The gravel is not good with the chairs. Right. Okay, so it's going to be a bit messy. Just going to try and kind of tip the whole thing out. Let me do it in here actually. Tip the whole thing out and then tease them apart. I'm just debating whether to keep them in the greenhouse or whether to keep them indoors. I've been keeping them indoors under the grow light. Sorry, you're right in the way. I've been keeping them indoors under the grow light, so they're going to be quite tender, really. So if I did keep them out here, I'd have to make sure there's not going to be any really cold weather. Otherwise, they may decline quite a lot. Cool. It's got a good root system on it. I've packed this in really gently, like really loosely, that's the word, so that I can get them in nice and easy. Perfect. Look at that. Adorable. He's kind of facing one way. Once they've been outside for a little bit, they'll harden off and they'll get a bit more rigid. Cool, but these are really good sizes. Surprisingly though, they don't have any flower buds on, whereas the other ones that died, RIP, had flower buds when they were half the size of this one. Couldn't tell you why. Oh, he's not got too many roots. So it stopped raining already, which is a bit of a shame, but there's so many grey clouds, I reckon we might get a bit more. I reckon there's at least half a cup more water in the water buds now, which is gonna maybe not be as helpful as if we had a lot more rain. Okay, I think I need to change that. No, just focus. Some of the small ones really don't have big root systems, so I might be putting them into too big of a pot. You know what I'm going to do actually? I'm going to put multiple in one. So if there's two small ones, I'll put them in one. The worst case, because I'm not worried about these being huge plants, I just want lots of flowers. So that would be absolutely fine. They're being two in one pot. And it means that if there's two different flower types, if each plant is a different flower variety, please bear with me, then we'll get different flowers in the same spot. That's all I was trying to say. Oh, gently, gently, gently. Okay, this is such a good one. Oh, that's really interesting. It's got like a side branch, but it's only got it on one side. The other side doesn't have a side stem. You see that? So there's a side stem here. They're usually parallel to each other, but there's not one there because I was thinking of pinching it off. But that won't make it bushier at all. That's really weird. Right. The root systems on these are really warm, so it must have been quite warm in the house, which it definitely did not feel like it. Okay, right. I'll do the last couple of these. I'll come back to you. Oh wow. One of the things I love about marigolds is actually the smell of the foliage. When you like break it or damage it, it smells amazing. And the same with Tagettes as well. Oh, such a fragrance, like a perfumey fragrance. Really, I don't know if it maybe citrusy is the right word, but it's just so good. Okay, so I've just finished potting all those up there. Perfect amount of pots, if you do ignore that empty one right there. I did have one casualty. Accidentally snapped him off. You win some, you lose some. Okay, so these are mixed, so there will be a few different colour varieties. There we go. Cool, okay, right, I'm gonna prick out some of my lettuces. Oh god. After I've had a nap, my brain is like more useless than normal. Prick out some, oh my god. Ever since moving into the garden, I've not seen a regular garden spider in 3 years. And there's a regular garden spider right there. Let me show you a little picture or a video. Let me move these. Right, I'll just pop those there, and I'll give them a good water in a minute because I've damaged a lot of the roots. Luckily it's not scorching sunlight at the moment, so they won't deteriorate at any speed. But I'll give them a good water in a second. I don't actually have any water in the watering can at the moment, but cool, good, happy about that. Probably will bring them indoors though. Doesn't want to focus on the poor little guy. He's there. So this is the first little garden spider I've seen in this garden. He's so cute. So I'm just gonna try and prick out some of the larger ones, but let's just see how it goes. I might end up just grabbing a bunch. I'm using this tray that my cauliflowers came in. I was considering using like a 20 cell tray, but I don't think I need that many lettuces. So I'm gonna focus on this many first, see how we get on, because we might still have a few losses. I'm gonna go for the ones in the middle. I'm gonna be awkward. Just gonna try and dig them up with a pencil because I want to get a few different colors. Wow. Oh, there's a pebble in there. You know, I found a weird collection, like a little group of pebbles on my decking earlier today. No idea how they got there. Don't know if like a little squirrel's been collecting pebbles, but it was very, I don't know if I didn't pay too much attention, but it was one of those things where you kind of recognize that it's a bit odd, but then you don't you just ignore it. Okay, I'm gonna gently take these apart. I want one per cell, but you really don't want to disturb too many of the roots. Gently, gently, gently. Cool. Got one little guy. And then I'm just going to dig a little hole, nice and deep. Try and get the roots in there gently. The key is just to be as gentle as possible. And then I'm only going to push together very gently as well. What is that? Cool. So these are growing so fast, which is really good because last year the lettuce was one of the most successful crops in this garden. It grew quickly and it grew for a very, very long time, and we was just harvesting it for months, which is good. Okay. Oh, there's a nicely coloured one here. Let's try and get this. Oh, not you. We'll have you anyway, but yeah, this is a mix. So it's got like red lettuces in with green, and I think that's it. But the red is so noticeably red compared to all the greens. Oh, probably doing a lot of damage to these roots. There we go. Get you in there nice and gently. Adorable. If you've got the patience, this is such a calming job. If you're an impatient person or not massively tactical, I don't even know if that's the right word, then this is probably not a fun job for you. All right, there's a big root ball on this one. Let me try and dig out some. I'm not saying I'm massively tactical. I'm just gonna leave it there. There we go. I don't always need to explain everything I say. That's a note to self. And then let's get you in here. I've noticed in the garden centres and stuff that for lettuce seedlings, they're like, I mean, they're the same price as the other seedlings, like £2.50 to £3.50 ish. But these grow so quick, like you really might as well grow them from seed. Unless you have some ravenous mice in your greenhouse, then completely understand if you want to buy them from plug plants, because that is frustrating. But luckily, they've kind of not come back for any more of these. Maybe they didn't like the taste of them. Maybe that's a bad sign. Maybe they're going to be bitter. Okay. Okay. So I'll give these a good water. There are 10. And I think they're going to do really well. I'll give them good water. I'll expect the growth to slow down ever so slightly for the next week or two, just because I did damage the roots, obviously, whilst transplanting them. But once they get into good sized plug plants, so once they are about that tall, I'll probably plant them out into the raised beds. Actually, I was just thinking, why did I not just plant them straight into the raised beds? But you know what? Let's do some of that. I've got so many here I can play with. The reason I didn't want to put them straight out into the raised beds is because the mice, but the mice can reach them here too. So let's do that. That'll be quite cute. And then we'll find. Oh, I built a poly. I don't know what it's called, like a hoop house polytunnel. Not polytunnel because it's not made out of poly stuff. But it's like a protector for my raised beds. So I've just got the pallet beds, pallet collar beds. So I've built something that can come off and on. I needed something because I'm going to be growing. I've got the carrots sown in there now, and because I want to grow cauliflowers and cabbages this year, I need something to cover them because the cabbage whites are inevitable. Like I'm going to get them unless I cover them completely. So I'll show you that in a sec. I'll show you that now, and then we'll come back and I'll do some planting of these lettuces. Oh shit. Big watering guns are not the best thing to use. Okay. So this is the hoop house that I've built. I actually built the frame so it sits on top of the raised bed quite snug. and then it's got those 2 bits of wood on either side that kind of hold it in place so it shouldn't blow around. I've tried to do it as tight as I can, staple gunned all around, but I think that should hold pretty well. And then I'm going to do a second one that's what the piping's for. Second one for the bed over there. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, but it's definitely going to make everything grow a lot better. And then I was considering doing a third, but like one that can go into the ground, and then I can move it as and wherever I want to move it to. Because, not for the garlics, but because I'm going to be growing some brassicas up here at some point, I need to clear this whole area because at the moment it's just weeds and grass. But yeah, the garlics are doing really well. Doing just as well as they did last year. I think we're going to get some rust this year quite early on, but we will see how it goes. Right, let's get some... Oh, this is dry. This is really dry. Okay, I'm going to need to give this a good water after. So this is where the beetroots were sown, and you guys would have seen my excitement when a couple came up. Well, they were gone the next day. So all the beetroots have just been eaten, and that's okay. I'm telling myself that's okay. It's very annoying, but you know, it is what it is. It's part of the process, I guess, unfortunately. So I'm going to plant some of these lettuces in here because they're already grown, and this space, I want to grow tomatoes in this space in the summer. When all the tomatoes are ready, this is kind of where they're going to go, and potentially a couple of cucumbers, depending on how many I get. Well, I've got 5, haven't I? Oh, and the crystal lemon cucumbers as well. So depending on how many I get, that's kind of what this space is designated for. But for now, I'll put some lettuces in, and it's kind of good underplanting as well. That's what we did last year with that. We did a lot of underplanting with lettuces. Yeah, so we did a lot of underplanting with lettuces last year, and they kind of grew really well under the tomatoes. And they actually grew there for months. I know I just said, I'm literally repeating myself, but they did really well. So I'm going to stick some of these here, and then even if they are continuing to grow and being picked, when the tomatoes need to go out, I can just plant the tomatoes next to them, and I don't think it's going to cause any issue. Well, I know it won't. What is this? A garlic. Pretty cool. Maybe I can plant that outside. There's no point wasting it. Yeah, right. Let's prick out some of these and get them planted. I need a pencil. My fingers are way too thick. Let me get a few of these out. There we go. I'm going to give this water straight after because otherwise they will dry out. I might actually do... There's 2 here. I'll just do the 2 together just so I'm not disturbing the roots too much. Get them in nice and gentle. Yay. Feels really good planting stuff out because it's... I don't know, I just love it. It's like one of the... it is the highlight of like the year is planting stuff. Is that too close? Maybe. Doesn't matter. Right. Oh, these 2 came apart quite nicely, so... Actually, let's go a little bit further. Give them a... Because if these are going to produce like heads, which I think they are, then we want to give them a bit of space at least, so that they can do that. Cool. Right, applied all those lettuces there. I actually did 3 rows. They look pretty minuscule right now. Apart from this row is looking pretty good, and that row actually. Just these couple were pretty tiny. But I think they're going to grow pretty rapid. And I'll give them a good water now. Good job. Okay, that just flattened the hell out of them. Come on, guys. Take it in your stride. They'll bounce back up. I just need to do that a couple more times. There we go. Maybe a gentle one in the middle will be a bit better. There we go. I'll probably give them a couple more waters before tomorrow, as in like before the end of the day, just so that tomorrow, if it's really hot, they have access to water and I know they're not gonna dry up in the day. Cool. So here's a quick demonstration on how this works. So the whole thing lifts right off, and then straight back on. Ta-da! So I just need to build a second one for this bed. Right, it's starting to get dark, so I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit. I might grab another drink and just enjoy the sound of the birds. It's so relaxing. I'm thinking I might like try and make a bed in here in the summer just to lay out here. It's just so calming. Okay, cool. But I think we've got quite a bit done today, more than I'd planned because I wasn't actually going to come back out. I'm glad I planted those lettuces. Do I fully believe that they're going to be there by tomorrow? I think it's a bit of a stretch, but to be fair, they've got as far as they did in the seed tray. So I'm hoping that whatever it was that was attacking anything and everything in here has lost interest. So hopefully they'll do well. I'm gonna clean that bird bath out in a minute. I was thinking, oh, should I film it? But then no, I'll just give it a good scrub because it's disgusting, and then just relax and enjoy the Sunday evening. And we haven't got any more rain yet, but it's not really looking like we're gonna get any more. I'm glad we've got some. Okay, if you guys enjoyed, please let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, and like, because that lets me know at least you guys are enjoying. And thank you to everyone who has been commenting. I really appreciate your comments. It feels very nice. It feels like a good community, good people, and it's nice to share. So I'll see you guys in the next video, which will probably be quite soon. I'm really enjoying it at the moment, so cool. All right, I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll get on with what I'm doing. Cool. All right, see you in the next video.